Hi guys, okay, so this is just a quick little video about mindset. And I've been thinking about mindset while trading because the last week or so, trading has been okay, but it could have been even better. Now, it doesn't matter what system you have, it's how you apply your system or strategy. So, for example, I've learned a lot this week as regards the trades that I've taken. Maybe think of yourself as a tree. So the trunk of the tree, that's the main structure, that's your trading strategy or plan, okay, or your system that you're working off. That forms a foundation. That's the trunk. That stays strong or should stay strong. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be adaptive and flexible. So like the branches of the tree, you should be flexible. And what I mean by that is for example, if I have a profit target for the day or the week or the month, I don't have to stick strictly to it. There can be a bit of variance in it. So, for example, I'm a runner, as you know, and I'm very competitive. When it comes to trading, that can be a downfall. I'm also very much a perfectionist. So, for example, this sounds really daft, but so for example, this week I set myself a target, a monetary target to hit, and I traded today, which Friday's probably not the best day to trade in. There's a lot going on today, obviously with non-farm payrolls. Friday it tends to quieten down, but I've sort of digressed away from trading the Forex and been trading a bit of the DAX. And I'm only looking like to get 10 to 20 pips, but here's where you've got to be flexible. You've got to set your goal where you're going to get, it's going to be 10, it's going to be 15, it's going to be 20, and take the limit at that price. Now, what happened today was I took the first trade and I was very cautious with the DAX. Probably didn't leave the stop wide enough. Didn't put enough pound per pip on it. Um, but then it didn't. It literally didn't come to anything. And then I put a trade. It was still working, so I was working with the MACD and the moving averages, and I could still sense that it was going to bounce back up again. So this time I went in. Now that was all well and good, but also I was trying out a new strategy on the pound US. In fact, it should have been the euro US. And this was just a very small trade, so the most I was going to lose was £10, and that was fine. But then it completely messed up because what happened was the DAX went into a really good trade. It got me 25 pips, okay, and then I did the most stupid of all things. I was thinking in my head, well, I'm still going to be a little bit short of my profit target for this week. Literally, we're only talking like a couple of quid, a couple of pounds, so that's insignificant. But because I'm so, especially when I run, I'm so ruled by um, absolute figures and times and everything and that, I thought, well, I should be at least get that. And I did the stupid thing of going straight back in, sensing that the DAX is going to go up even more because when it moves, it can move big time, of course, or when it goes down. And I was trading off the 15-minute and also the 5 minutes. So I was looking at the bigger picture, the 15 minutes, the 5 minutes, looking at the obviously the MACD that was still on the up. So I could still sense there was, a bigger movement here. But then what I should have done was I should have stepped back. I should have stepped back from the trade instead of going back in. So I went straight back in again, and then I lost. And then I went, wait for it to come back, went in again. Now this is totally wrong, and that's the trouble with technology. When you've got technology, I mean, I was at home at the time on a laptop. I could have done it on my phone. With technology, it's so easy to put a trade straight back in again. And I'm risking like a couple of quid for just so I can reach my magic profit target for the week, which was totally ridiculous. And this is where the emotions come over on you. And what I should have done was I should have stepped back after the first trade. Should have filled in my Excel spreadsheet, looked at the figures, and think, well, okay, it's not a bad week. I've done that trade. I shouldn't go back into it once the trade's finished. It's finished. Okay, you might continue going up, but this is where the gambling comes in, and you should just literally stop. And this is where I say about being flexible with the branches of the tree. So I've got my main trunk, which is my main fixed uh, systems and strategies that I use, and I shouldn't, obviously digress from them. But at the same time, I should be flexible in my profit targets. I have profit targets and goals, but I should be flexible. So there should be some variance in them. So if I don't quite make them, it's no big deal, and you allow for that. And this is obviously, where patience comes in. You should be patient. You should look at the bigger picture. And the old adage, you should live to fight another day. And I guess because it was the end of the week, I was trying to play catch up. I mean, I'm still up for the week, but it could have been even more. This is where I say, think of yourself when you're trading. Think of yourself as a tree. So your trunk is basically the foundations. It's your main strategy. It's system, which you shouldn't digress from unless you back tested it. And then the branches are there to allow you some flexibility. So when the winds from the market blow across and it doesn't go quite as planned, you can't push the market if it doesn't come quite up to where you want, because the market doesn't care about your profit goals or anything like that. And it can change very quickly in the market space, especially with something like the DAX that can move 100 or so points or 200 points just like that. So and also I had I was trying out another strategy at the same time. If I hadn't done the traded the pound US at the same time, I would have hit my profit target, but I decided to go with that, and that was a loss. And then what happens is it's a vicious cycle, because then you're thinking you're trying to chase your losses, get back in, because at the end of the week I want to get back to where it was. And at some point you've got to step back from the computer, take a few deep breaths, and say, okay, look, fill in my spreadsheet. I was a little bit short, but not get caught in this whirlwind of emotions. And I'm still learning that today, and you can still get caught out by it. So my advice to you is, if you're trading, is think of yourself as a tree. Your main strategy is system, which is the trunk. Allow for the winds of the market to blow your branches, so to blow your goals and your profits a bit slightly off. But always stick to your foundations of the trunk, and let the branches just wave about a bit, and allow some flexibility in your trading. And that's something that obviously I've learned today, and I'm still learning something this week. But as I say, I'm still up for the week, so you got to look at the positives and not get carried away with this fixed profit figure you want, when at the end of the day you're still up for the week. And you shouldn't worry about little discrepancies. Allow some variance in your trading, and that's something I learned today. So that's why I wanted to post this video, just to tell myself what I'm doing wrong, and what I need to do next time is, obviously, you put your trade on. If it could have gone higher, it could have gone higher. It doesn't matter, whatever. Fill in your spreadsheet, step away from the computer, look at the figures, then don't go back into the trade again. Okay, if you want to go back in, you give it a good few hours and that, and if the situation is still there, maybe. But the trade's been done and dusted, it's gone, that's it, you leave it. So yeah, that's my advice. Okay, if you want to see more videos, pop along to Running Trader, and hopefully you'll see some videos there that might interest you, with some winning trades, some losing trades. But that's my advice as I round up the week here. So I'll see you next time on the Running Trader. Cheers for now.